Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to CEVO TV, and unfortunately, we will not see the end of Complexity and B's Money Crew as it's about to go to a third map. Good thing, though, is that I'm going to leave HLTV.org open so I can keep the score updates for you guys throughout this matchup, as we're about to see the live on 3 between Tectonic and Cloud9, with myself, Vansilli, and Dust Moret. So for Tectonic, starting off on CT side, on Cloud9's map pick of Cash, it is Drone, Demise, H-Win, Zek, and Imsta. While for Cloud9, we have Shroud, Adren, Stewie2K, Skadoodle, and Nothing. And of course, Freakazoid not playing for them, Adren standing in for tonight.
Yeah, gonna be cool to see how this game plays out, see how Cole functions with Adren, because this very well could be who their permanent fifth is. I mean, who knows? I could see it happening.
Yeah, and for Tectonic, we're kind of seeing the same thing as we did on our first best of 3 with BMC and Complexity. We're trying to play that retake on the A side. As I see no information anymore towards this mid side or B, you're waiting to see and prevent them to get this plant at that A bomb site. So Molly, inserting an 8 being thrown at the default spot, prevents Skadoodle from moving in and getting that bomb plant. So we're waiting for that to dissipate, and now they're going to plant it for A main. So something that Complexity hasn't been doing. And things are looking to be quite good for Cloud9. All of them virtually at full HP. Finally, Nothing getting the first frag and the first blood of this match.
Yeah, so good kill there from Nothing. Let's go about around here in a second, see how it plays out. First, though, C2K is able to find a kill down to Imsta as well. And between him and Nothing, they're just shutting down this retake. Nothing will just get 4. Holy cow, he just went off this round. But what I liked about that round from Tectonic, even though they just got destroyed, was that at the very least, like, we see retake setups a lot on this map, but they added an incendiary to prevent a bomb plant to give even more time for the flank to set in. So I think they had the right mindset about how to play the round. It was well designed, but it just didn't, you know, get the frags at the end of the day, right?
That's for sure, but Nothing with 4 kills. It shows that he's been to the doctor. He's feeling a little bit better with his hand, maybe. But Stewie2K already taking control of mid with his MP7. And actually, they're going to leave him alone. They do have support maybe from Adren, who's playing close vents. But aside from that, they do have a lot of control, but an aggressive push by Zek and from Demise as well at A main, so they know that it's coming towards B side. They're stacking inside their big flash. Drone's going to get the first kill onto Nothing. But Adren drops inside the checkers and kills 2 of his own with the back 10. Now Shroud moving through. They're clearing out B. The last 2 guys are at mid side, and they should be able to get this easy plant.
Yeah, so bomb is down. There's not really much hope for Tectonic. We even see Complexity stretching out to find kills at this point, though Demise is able to pick up Adren, so that is 1 player down. So, of course, there's no hope at actually winning the round, but doing a little bit of damage would be nice when we collecting the gun or something like that. But looks like it's just going to be Demise left now hiding out in Sunder with the P250. And the rest of these guns from Cloud9 should go unchecked. Demise at least saving some head armor, I suppose.
I think he's also waiting maybe for the bomb to go off and he can run into B and try to pick up a gun at the same time as well.
Yep.
But Stewie's actually already at T spawn, so he's about to close in soon. I don't know why he's going on the hunt right now, but Demise is just going to hold it towards Toxic after he hears the footsteps after all.
So 2 all-start from Cloud9 to be expected. There should be likely a third coming in here pretty soon before Tectonic can really get a buy into things. And I can also give you this news. I don't think this is going to be as controversial as what we talked about earlier, but I think Adren is calling for Cole. I mean, Cloud9, by the way, tonight. What I understand.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, which would be interesting at the same time, right? Because if the rumors are that Adren is going to try to go to Echo Fox or what he's going to try to do, I mean, this could be something that Cloud9's been missing for a while, and Adren could be the answer. Nonetheless, though, Drone and Demise pushing out towards this blue door. We'll talk about it a little bit later, Dust, but they will be able to get the kill onto Shroud to start things off and salvage an AK-47, as well give it to Demise who has full armor. So things are looking good, at least for that to start, and the rest of them are fully rotating towards B. So if they cannot get a few kills, at least Demise will stay back and save his AK-47. But all of them are looking to close in towards this B-bomb site.
Yeah, Complexity just starting to swarm in now. They already have Stewie2K getting a couple of entries. And we are going to see that bomb making its way in to plant. There is still that 1 AK in play by Demise. But now it's just 2 members left. Imsta trying to make something happen with this USP. Seems like they might still go for this. I mean, I thought Demise might just save the AK in the head armor, but like he's waiting to see if Insta can land anything, see if there's an opportunity to go for this.
There's no kit either, right? No kits, no nades.
Right.
At this point, you're just looking for exits and then save that AWP. So he'll leave the P250 to have a little bit more firepower, to have a double peek, maybe to try to get a kill. But Skadoodle is holding back right now. And that's it. So that bomb's going to go off, and both of them are going to try to save the P250 and AK.
Yeah, Demise has already backed off with his AK a little close here, right? So there's that. But what I want to keep my eye on is if Adren is calling, you have to wonder that's going to take away from his fragging ability, because he did play well at MLG Columbus and the Columbus Qualifier, so 2 LAN events with Liquid where he played well, but that's because he wasn't opping and he didn't have to worry about calling. So he just focused on rifling. He put a lot of time into like playing rank S-Pugs and ESCA and deathmatching, making sure his individual play was up to snuff. So you wonder if he's have to focus back on calling again, is that going to take away from his fragging ability? That's one big question. My second big question is if this roster's going to stand, how do the other roles change? I expect Stewie would still entry frag, but maybe you see Shroud slide back into that second entry spot because Adren and Nothing are going to play the perimeter role. So that's going to be interesting to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that's it. So do you want to sacrifice Adren's fragging power and then try to boost up Nothing, Stewie 2K, and Shroud? Or do you just want to have a Dren going God Dren and try to get things done, but then you might have a lackluster performance from others that should usually be stepping up. Nonetheless, though, they will be able to get an entry inside B, but they've lost 2 players at the beginning of this round for Cloud9, and they're going to try to move inside now with 3 guys alive, but they are closing in towards an open B bomb site. Skadoodle's watching that flank. He's going to spot H-Win and takes him off with the AWP, so the flanker is down, and now they have a great crossfire now, but Demise is just going to drop in. So he's just creeping across right now. He does have an open sight, but he has no idea where his opponents are as well. So he's actually in a tough niche. He needs something from his teammates right now.
Yeah, he's
but they only have a nade to work with.
Coolest Shroud's still gonna spot him across though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of the problem. So he's gonna go down. Zek does pick up one though. He's inside the site actually.
Ooh.
He's gonna be able to find Shroud. The bomb is planted for Skadoodle. He's gonna be able to pop out, catch Zek. Now he just plays the clock, drone, tapping, trying to get Skadoodle to peek, and he does, but he finds death no matter what. And so Cloud9 now up 4-0. And so that was just a really quick, aggressive round from Cloud9, which when Urakanji was working with Nothing, when they got their T-sides back in order, at least in online play right before the major, they were very aggressive. They just were on the same page. You know, they were peaking together, they were trading well. At the major, it didn't pan out, but that's how they tried to bring the T-side back. So I'm curious, when Adren comes in, do they slow it back down with Adren, or do they keep it this fast-paced, high-tempo play? And so far, Cloud9's been, you know, very much out there playing fast.
Yeah, just to give you guys a quick score update as we move along, the third map is on Mirage between B's Money Crew and Complexity, and Complexity just literally won their third round on Mirage T side. Now back in this one here, you do have Tectonic on a pistol save, full save right now except for pistols. So if they win this one, it could still be an Eco Cobra, but they've already lost Zek at the beginning of the round and full control of mid-side for Cloud9.
Very fast control here from Cloud9. C2K trying to hold on to it, but he just missed a lot there on the Emsta. Adren going to be able to find the trade, however. So going to be a 4-on-3, and of course Tectonic is just on pistols, so looking pretty good for C9 to go ahead and move up to 5-0. Of course, they're heavy favorites to win tonight. They're also favorites to win the whole bracket, since teams like Luminosity, Tempo Storm, Liquid, and such, CLG, not involved in this one.
Now, Nothing trying to move in with Adren to clear out the bomb site. H-Win, the last man standing inside mid-side, and at this point, with that AK that was lost early in a round by Stewie 2K, he's going to attempt to save this. So it's going to be 5 unanswered rounds now for Cloud9. Max bonus money for Tectonic, so you're finally going to see an op, maybe even a second one if they want to go for kind of like last resorts here for Tectonic to see what maybe they could try to do. But at this point, Dust, I think it's going to have to try to be that control towards that mid side, because how many rounds have Stu 2K already made it inside mid in the early seconds?
Yeah, either they're going to have to do some type of 1-3-1 to counter that, or they're just going to have to be able to have an opper that can hold it. You know, whether it be holding from quad through highway, or trying to make plays passively from the CT connector. One or the other. Otherwise, you're just giving Complexity a lot of room to work with. And from knowing Adren as a caller on this map when he played with Liquid, he loves mid control. It is something he goes for all the time, whether it be really quick to change things up, or do it more, you know, slowly and methodically. I mean, he was all about that 1-3-1 default, you know, on the T sides of this map, which is pretty standard. But they've been working really fast every round thus far. I wonder if they'll slow it down now that Tectonic is on a full buy.
Well, so far I think they should still keep up the pace, because really this is only the second gun round, but they've already faced Tectonic on a full gun round before, where the aggressive play never really stopped them. But at this point, they do not have Stu2K drop in early in the mid side. They are playing it a little bit slowly now. You do have Skadoodle trying to opt towards that A main. You have Shroud towards that blue door, and then they're playing very passively towards the mid side. They boosted Stewie2K on Starline, or on red box on mid side, if you guys like to call it that way. I like to call it Starline. But so far, it's going to be very passive for Cloud9, but the same thing for Tectonic. You don't really see them pushing up aggressively for some information. They're just playing spots. They do have Demise up on Shroud box, but they do have a nice crossfire set up for A side. And they are going for somewhat of a 2-2-1, because they did have one boosted inside the fence earlier on. So
the funny thing is, Adren's just in Freakazoid's role right now. They kept Shroud at door. They kept nothing lurking B. They have Stewie and Scooby doing their normal thing. They have Adren just plugged right into where Adren is. I mean, what's Freakazoid would be doing right now?
I think Demise shot a little bit too early as well. He spotted a few and immediately went for a spray, giving his position away and forcing him off that Shroud spot. That could have been a surprise factor at least. But nonetheless, Cloud9 are about to execute towards this A bomb site. Hwin trying to look for that flanker, but as he peeks across, he didn't notice that nothing. There we go. He finally just to get that kill. They are moving inside A, but Demise is still holding it right now. So Adren going to work, open up with 2 kills. Hwin still at the forklift, up down by Skadoodle. So now it's a 2 versus 2. Bomb is now planted for Skadoodle as well at A main. So Adren and Skadoodle, ex-teammates from a long time ago, trying to get things done. So Imsta dropped by Skadoodle. Actually, do I have that wrong? Have they been teammates before?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Curse and by power.
There you go, that's what I meant. Long time ago, right? Which is why I had my grandpa coming through. But Skadoodle picking up that last kill onto Drone, as they did have the crossfire set up one more time.
They just 2v5 that.
Yeah, definitely did not throw that round away.
That's a 2v5 win. That's great. Also, I've never seen Adren play a second entry role in my life. So, pretty cool to see him do it that round. I'm not sure if that'll stick, but I mean, again, just kind of filling Freakazoid's shoes. Obviously, Stewie the primary entry now. But Adren followed him up and came up with some kills and helped win that round. A lot of great outwork from Skadoodle as well. And I think Adren usually just a very smart player in how he plays those late round situations. So, does help him out there. And double lot for both teams, actually. Quite interesting.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. I mean, it's okay for Adren to have it, because he is, or used to be, a primary opera for a lot of teams in the past, but for Demise, or should I say for Hwin and Zek, that's kind of normal as well for CT side to try to play with 2 ops, maybe towards the B side and mid. At this point, you do have Hwin opping towards that mid side from the headshot box, and the other one's going to be Zek opping towards that B main. I guess the unorthodox way is to have that T side double op setup, but at this point, Skadoodle's been on point, hasn't died yet. On a reverse 007, actually, is at 7-0 and 0 so far in this matchup. And they get an early kill onto Hwin, so the Opera is now down. They have Imsa down at 28 HP as well, and they're looking to execute into A one more time.
Yeah, Dren does spot Imsta, I think, whenever he was at Skidor with the ops. So he has a little bit of intel that there's a player here on the bounty, and obviously Imsta now running out some bullets. So Cloud9 knows what they're working against, and I'm sure they're aware that there's a player quad as well. They're going to throw a Molotov to go ahead and clear him out of his spot. Nothing hopping up here on Starline. Trying to see if he can't get an entry here. He's going to be able to get the jump there onto one of those members. It's going to be Imsta. And now Cloud9 is cleaning house at the moment. They're going to take the round with ease. They're going to be up 7-0. So just a nice little A push there. Pans out for Cloud9.
So Zek looking to see that AWP back inside this B area now at Toxic. It's going to be 7 unanswered rounds for Cloud9, looking so strong here, as Tectonic is looking for anything to try to retaliate onto this. And at that point as well, Zek went for a glass cannon with the AWP, so you know their money is very low. You're gonna see them pretty much on possibly a forced buy if Zek can save this AWP. Because with $3,400, you'll see him buy armor, and the rest of them pretty much will follow suit with maybe FAMASs or pistols. So far, he gets the first one here. Second one, no avail. So at that point, maybe a timeout should be needed to see what they want to do with their money.
Yeah, I would think a tactical is going to be coming out here sometime soon from Tectonic. Not this round, though. Maybe they're just going to wait till next round they know they're going to buy.
Yeah, just going for the little buy here with pistols, so they are just going to go straight for the save. Cloud9, on the other hand, it just pretty much has free reign of mid side and A side. B, you haven't really seen them go all in yet. Except against Ecos, but...
There's only been maybe 2 close rounds this entire game. I mean, it's been pretty much a landslide for Cloud9. I think out of the 7 rounds they've won, and 5 of them, they've had at least 3 players left, so...
Well, nothing is going to try to lurk in. Big flash. Drone's actually fully blind. He can turn around and get that kill. Indeed, he will. He stays alive.
That was such a delay. Nothing's probably so confused.
Oh, yeah. But he was fully blinded, right? So he got the first kill on the crossfire setup. Demise is still inside the side as well. But that's only one player with information given away with Drone getting that kill. They have no idea that Demise is actually inside that B-bomb site as well. And they're slowly walking in there. You do have Shroud still lurking out towards that blue door, though. But the rest of them will try to work. Drone peeking out. Puts his opponent down to 20 HP, but not more than that. So Stewie 2K gets the kill. Demise is going to have to play the tight angle. And cross his fingers that he connects more than 1 kill here. Molly will force him out. Gets the first one, but not more than that. Skadoodle stops him with the deagle. And now it's a 3 versus 1 situation. H-Win trying to come back towards this mid side. Does have the 5-7. Now at this point, getting that bonus money, the 5-7, you will try to commit into this and try to not, 1, hurt the economy, but 2, salvage a gun out of that.
Yep. Light a candle for Adren, though, man. Poor guy. Got wrecked by that dude coming out the fire like that. So, a couple of crazy deaths. I think Adren and nothing shaking their heads about their deaths, but it doesn't matter. They won the round pretty clean. They're up 8-0. H-Wen just looking for an exit with this 5-7. And Tectonic, they are just getting crushed right now, which I guess was somewhat to be expected. Seems like even their roster's a little bit different than what I remember.
Yeah.
Didn't Steno used to play for this team?
Yep.
As their in-game leader? So he's not here tonight. I think Hwen is kind of the new one then, maybe?
I
remember Zach, Imsta, and Demise for sure. Maybe it is Drone.
Yeah, I think H-Win played with them before as well. And I'm surprised there that he just tried to play the angle instead of just trying to go in and bring that fight in. I mean, at that point, you're going to have guys exiting together and you have a 5-7 with no armor. Just try to bring that surprise factor in, but not more than that. 8-0, Cloud9. Double off setup one more time here for Tectonic. Will it pay off this time, though? A little bit of a different position now for H-Win. He's going to try to op it back from a default Z spot to look towards that boost side. But really, he's playing that by himself, right? He doesn't really have support from Sandbags or from Catwalk. If Stewie 2K was trying to play aggressively there towards that mid-side control, it would have been bad news there for H-Win. But at the same time, though, Zek decided to opt towards A instead of B to start the round. He's able to take down Shroud at blue door. So they always know that Shroud's going to move towards that area, so they want to take advantage of that by pushing aggressively there.
Yeah, that's actually the first time I've really seen them put any aggression out there.
They've
contested mid a couple of times,
yeah,
but I haven't seen them press door or something like that. Or aim.
They did it on an eco. So
okay.
They did it on the eco where they went for 2 guys and still got the kill on their Shroud. So at least with the gun round now, they get a 1-minute advantage, make that 2. Skadoodle birdie 1 away. Drone stop in their tracks, but just like that, Cloud9 retaliating with power, and that's Skadoodle 10-0-0 right now. It's a 2 versus 2. Bomb is now planted. Zek and Demise against Skadoodle and nothing. Skadoodle trying to creep down. I think he heard that fall. He's going to look through. Misses a shot to Demise. Zek is looking to peek out. Good flash from the peek out. Spots on the left. Misses a shot. Another one peeking through. And there's that first death finally for Skadoodle. And Demise comes in for that second kill. They'll get the defuse. And Tectonic, the dream of 16-0, has now been stopped.
Yeah, well done there from Tectonic. I mean, Skadoodle obviously missing a couple of shots there at the end where maybe he could have actually won the round for his team. He did get a couple of kills with the op to even allow the bomb plant. It was looking like Tectonic might just walk away with the round really easily, and he kind of brought it back. But right there at the end, he did have a couple of mishaps, and so Tectonic able to capitalize on that, win the 2 versus 2. Now they have a round on the board, but they need to fear their economy being reset, right? I mean, all these rounds they have to rebuy everyone in the last. I mean, they haven't saved any guns for a long time, right? So money is quite low. A loss here could lead to a double save, and then Cloud9 just goes up 11-1. So this is a key round, and Zek hits a nice shot. They're going to put some aggression at A main this time around, and they're going to catch Skadoodle off guard. So they're reading Cloud9 playing these slow defaults, and they're trying to get in their face and win fights. In the last 2 rounds, they've been able to get instant 5-on-4s.
Yeah, that's why the aggressive play worked for them before. slow play is starting to bite them in the ass a little bit there. But maybe things will change soon as they come back here with nothing. Evening the tally on a 4-4, going for another entry. 180
What?
onto Drone. Was he blinded? I don't know. But at least Drone was.
Nothing literally just held Mouse 1 down. I got 2 headshots on people when he was running through a smoke and he got wrapped on.
Just
That was
Cloud9
insane.
things. Just
Yeah,
Cloud9 things.
CSGO. I don't know. That was insane.
Well, I mean, it's like you're
Maybe
looking at
nothing wasn't
Shroud,
as
right?
blind as I'm thinking. I
No,
didn't
I
see
think
it from
was
his
Drone.
perspective.
Yeah, I think it was Drone more. But look at Shroud in the past, right? When he won that 2 versus 1 clutch on Cash by just holding mouse 1. Human turrets, Cloud9. Demise and Zek looking to save their weapons. Bomb is planted where the money is going to be reset here for Tectonic. So you do see Cloud9 going on a hunt. He will spot nothing. Nothing going for that 180. Down to 6 HP. He will at least get some support from Stewie2K to try to get this kill. Stewie2K trying to come back out. He has no support right now for Demise. At least he gets that first kill onto nothing. Stewie2K stuck in the corner, so he's spamming through the box. Upper now spotted at quad. Meanwhile, Demise has fallen. No scope from Zek onto Shroud. Bomb is going to go off, and he will be able to save that that AWP. But at the end of the scoreline, it is 9-1 for Cloud9.
I love the Twitch spam. Have you seen it? Adren is the solution.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that's great. Gotta love Twitch chat spam. As Cloud9 up 9-1. They just have that one op to worry about. Otherwise, Tectonic don't have much to work with. And they're actually going to force buy around this op with pistols. And they're going to have to save next round regardless. So they're going to try to give themselves somewhat of a chance to pull this one off. But it's going to take a lot out of Zek to be able to do that. As they're going to put a lot of pressure on mid now. They're going to push Hwin and Drone up close for a counter boost. They're pushing B lobby real heavy as well. They're getting a lot of information and map control here, actually.
Yeah, they are
This could
set
go
up for
real south.
counter boost here. Adren peeks up, spots him, and
Oh,
immediately headshots him.
rip.
So that is one guy down. H-Win just holding by the cubby. Big flash, one dig onto Stewie2K, but immediately refragged by nothing. Meanwhile, though, Imsta is trying to push through on a big flank. Adren dropping on top. Miss, dead. But then Zek retaliates back with the AWP that he had. So now it's a 3 versus 2. Meanwhile, we do have a 10-3 scoreline in favor of Complexity on Mirage. Demise dropped by Shroud at the blue door. So Zek now at this point should save his AWP one more time.
Yeah, I would imagine so, because again, next round they're not going to have anything to work with except for this op. So Cloud9 well on their way to 11-1. Quite a good game here. Pretty much everyone chiming in. Shroud a little bit quiet, I guess, but he hasn't had to do a whole heck of a lot when Scoodle's 10-2 and you got Adren and nothing popping off. Again, not doing anything special. They're just keeping it simple, but they're just trading well together. I mean, they're out there communicating properly and just running clean executes. So, which I guess is to be expected, right? Adren hasn't been here very long, you know, and don't even know if he'll be here on a permanent basis. So, kind of hard to build a structured game plan when you're not even sure what's going to happen a week from now.
But you're right in saying that they work as a group, right? They're always there. If one guy falls, another one already pops out to support each other, right? So you still have that individual communication in terms of people who are used to playing with each other. Like, you do see nothing in Stewie2K so far in this map working in pair, as a pair.
Well, this
Like
is a big
that.
push door.
Yep. One more time.
Either Shroud makes the front page of Reddit or this goes bad.
That's 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
That's 4.
Well,
But I didn't want to hype it
front
that
page,
much.
here we come.
No, I didn't.
It
I didn't
doesn't
wanna be
matter,
on
it's
front
Shroud,
page.
so it still makes the front page, okay?
That's true. That's true. Well, H-Win, 26 HP, Zeus in hand. At this point, just looking for a weapon. But bomb is now planted. What I like about what's going on so far is that they're not really aggravated in terms of Tectonic, right? They're not really screaming at each other. What they're actually telling each other is that, guys, don't worry about it. It's Cloud9's pick. We'll try to see on the second map if we could bring a better matchup. Let's not get fussed over this. So they do have the mentality. 10-1 does not mean anything to them in this map here.
The Cloud9 about to go up 11-1 now. Clean win as well. Haven't lost a single player. Of course, there wasn't much going on for Tectonic. I mean, having their economy reset on round number 9 is just detrimental. I mean, it's so hard to come back from something like that, especially when you're already way down, and then you win that one round, you're finally trying to get back into it, and you just get immediately reset, and you lose another 2 rounds because of that. Makes things very hard. They'll get another full buy here.
No ops.
No op, though, but they do have the enforcing utility. Then you still have to worry about their money getting reset again if they can even win this round right now. So, I mean, it's a tough spot to be in if you're Tectonic, but we'll see what they can come up with.
No kits, not a lot of utilities to work with either. I mean, Drone with only a smoke, Demise with only a smoke, 2 flashes for Zek, 1 for H-Win, and for Imsta. So they should try to keep these for retakes. If not trying to pop flash each other, try to go for peaks. At this point, it's looking to be a counter up towards this mid boost. Skadoodle waiting just at the bottom. So that's 1 gun down, slides down. Let's see what the rest can do.
Yeah, easy pickings there for Skadoodle, where nothing getting into checkers, catching the Vents player, so they're just able to get control of that B lobby and use it to backstab that Vents rotators. That's another pick for Cloud9. Now they're up in a 5-on-3. That bomb still tucked into A main. You have Adren coming up highway. I mean, Cloud9 transitioned so fast off of B into this A split. Not even a chance for Tectonic to read what's going on.
100 HP for all of them!
Yeah, that was nuts, dude.
Everyone gets 100 HP!
You get 100 HP. You get 100 HP. We're doing some Oprah up in here, dog?
Yeah.
Let's go. I mean, it's just... Adren was inside B lobby with nothing, and then in the blink of an eye, nothing's killing a dude Vents and Adren's up highway. Like, what? It was just insane how quick they were able to transition without being detected. That's rough.
That's nothing but money wasted, right? For Tectonic, unfortunate. They're gonna try to push through the smoke right now. Demise is actually moved up towards the star line. Pop flash through. One not useless. It's gonna be Adren, but Adren wins that one there. And the rest of them are just trying to push aggressively, trying to catch him off guard, trying to change the pace a little bit there, but looks like it's gonna be 2 flawless victories. Flawless victory. Oh no, that I mixed Mortal Kombat with Street Fighter. But you guys get it.
Yeah, the laugh was from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And flawless victory was from Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
I like it.
You know. But 13-1 is our score. We can take this time to see what the score is for complexity. It's going to be 11-4 at the half for complexity over Beast Money Crew. Now they are playing on CT side.
Well, there you have it. So it's like Cole's in good shape to progress in the bracket as long as they can close
Unless
out
the
Mirage.
scorebot's messed up now.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because now that it's changed. Oh, whatever.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, there you go. Jinx. Anyway, Cloud9 going for mid control again. Last round of the half. Nothing enshrouded in their normal peripheral role positions here. Nothing does actually get a pick onto a B push from Drone, so an instant 5-on-4 here for Cole. Now, of course, Tectonic didn't have much to work with this round. Kind of just had to scrape up what they could. Now they're already a player down, and there goes another. B split rolling in. B's come wide open now, so it should be 14 for Cloud9.
That's right, so Demise, H-Win, and Zeg, Scout, and Famas as they spot one at tree. H-Win trying to connect onto Stewie 2K down to 30 HP. Molly forces him out, he misses a shot, and now he's looking for some backup here, and finally Demise will move through towards CT spawn to help him. Jumping Zeus, misses by Adren, but he gets a jump in AK to just end that frag onto Zek. Now a 4-on-2 situation, Demise getting that spray onto Adren right after. But, really, you can't really hurt the economy right now. I mean, Skadoodle's at 16k. They're all over 10k. They're well off to buy in this last round, and even nothing just wants to go Deagle only. And that was actually the last round of the first half. Okay, 14-1.
Yeah, so I guess there's not much to analyze here.
No.
No, I mean just Cloud9 rolling through. Somewhat expected. Thought it might be a little bit of a tighter contest. But not to be. Cloud9 are just a pistol round away from map point and closing this map out quite quickly. What's the second map? Do we get... I mean, this is Cloud9's pick for sure.
Yeah, Cobble will be the second one.
Okay. That one might be a little bit different. I know Cloud9 are even having some struggles with their cobblestone lately. So that's actually not a bad pick from Tectonic, I think. But the way Cloud9's been hitting their shots, I mean, maybe it won't matter. We'll have to see.
Yeah, they've been pretty much on point tonight. And there you go. Now the scoreboard's fixed for HLTV. It is 13-4 in favor of Complexity over Bees Money Crew on Mirage on this third map. So that is for round of 16. This one is also for round of 16 for the third qualifier of CEVO Pro League Season number 9. Winner of this, of course, moves on throughout the bracket. But winner of this bracket,
too, actually.
Yeah, they'll get the third spot to qualify for the London Finals. We're doing the same thing on the EU side. And then we'll see you guys in London at the end of the month. Now, pistol round is underway. A little bit of miscommunication there as they're trying to flash through for CEVO to move across. First flash did not work. Second one as he moves in, it is clear.
Yeah, Stewie just checking A main right now. Did spot one at the back, but that player has backed up now. Dren spotting Imsta here at middle. So there's a lot of information gathering going on at this point. Actually, see Skadoodle gonna get boosted. Probably not gonna expect this on your first round, right? So Skadoodle has a chance to really just blow something up if it does in fact go towards A, but it looks like they're still kind of figuring it out. We have a mid control going in. I think it's a mid-B split.
Yeah, really, they're not playing a retake for Cloud9. They're actually just playing for stacks. They spot 2 towards the mid side. They rotate out towards B as well. And it's going to be Shroud inside the site with his teammate on the left. He gets the first headshot on the demise. His teammate has fallen down, and Hwin opens it up. And the Dren's already on the top of the heaven side, but he cannot connect on anything else. Ooh. As he peeks out, he pays the price as Zek was winning at the rail side. And an early 4-on-2 situation for Tectonic now.
Yeah, this is a great mid-B split here from Tectonic, and Cloud9 were kind of biting towards A a bit since Stu was getting a little bit of action at Highway. Dren floated off towards that side of the map. Left B a little bit open. 2 players were only able to get 1 kill. So great entry work here from Tectonic, and now it's going to be all 2K and a 1v3. He's not going to find much, and so Tectonic, they survive for now. They can string together these next 2. They can make it 4-14, but, I mean, the lead that Cloud9 has is pretty overwhelming. So it's going to be a long and hard road for Tectonic to get back into this map, but we'll stay tuned and see if they can actually somehow get it done.
And because they have so many rounds to work with, Cloud9 will just decide to go for a full buy. I mean, you saw already nothing with that Deagle getting some good kills to end the half. Can he get something done on this round here on an eco? As Tectonic want the first Deagle shots, puts Hwin down to 63 HP. They're forced to fall back now. Or maybe it was a nade being thrown, not sure. But now they peek out, actually. Nothing. Spawning at T-spawn, that's going to be Demise down to 70 now. Nades are being thrown, and really, nothing's teammate has fallen back, so it's going to be him by himself, and Shot rotates into A. So that's actually quite smart here for Cloud9. Trying to sell a bait right now, and then force them all towards a trap inside the A-bomb site. Hwin down to 30 HP, as nothing cannot connect his Deagle shots more than that. CEVO on the boost inside the A-bomb site. Here comes that peek. Does not connect with those ones, and now Molly's forcing everybody out of their position. And here comes a bloodbath. 2 kills right now, 1 for Skadoodle, 1 for CEVO. Same thing for Tectonic. It's a 3-on-3. 2 of them are lit right now. Things are looking good for nothing, maybe to clutch.
Maybe, I mean, there's a lot of players with low HP. There is no kit on nothing, though, so he has to work quick. And the bomb not planted for A main, so, I mean, this is going to be a really weird round.
He's going to try to wrap across, spots the first one here. And because of that, that's going to angle things out a little bit. Big flash coming through, headshot onto Imsta. Fully flashes his opponent at A main as well. The clock is ticking down. Molly being thrown, misses that shot, unfortunately. And that was anticlimactic. 14-3 now for Cloud9, but Tectonic slowly, very slowly, closing that gap.
Big story is, though, you're forcing a lot of rebuys out of Tectonic right there, so you're going to limit their economy's growth. As you do see a few players here at just $100 or $0 after their purchase, so that's going to make it difficult for Tectonic later on down the line. If Cloud9 can maybe get a couple more guns down this round, and then they have their full buy next, I mean, you just close out the game at that point. So, not out of the woods yet as Tectonic by any means, but at least they're getting a couple of rounds going. Demise spots that B aggression. He's going to go ahead and back up.
That's right, it's going to be Shroud at the point, and Demise lines up 2, so Shroud and nothing, both fall. 3 guys at mid side. Imsta is out there. Spots the first one. Gets insta dig down at 29 HP. Now at 15 as he gets a few shots coming through there from the wall. He's clearing out mid side. Main also clearing out a Dren, so that's middle open. And Should be an easy round coming in for Tectonic, of course, because really we haven't purchased anything for Cloud9 but pistols and one flash from Studio 2K. So a flawless victory coming back for Tectonic. 14-4. But here comes enough money for M4s. Not enough for an AWP, though.
Yeah, the op is going to be lacking here from Cloud9. I don't know if Tectonic will have one either. Yeah, we do just see it getting dropped over here to Zek. So they will. And Shroud's going to be on just the FAMA. So a little bit limited here is Cloud9, as well as on the utility. But they have a couple of kits. They have some armor. They do have quite enough to pose a substantial threat. So you are going to see Adrena's 2K playing together over towards the A side of the map. Scoodle passive middle, and then Shroud and nothing together over here at B. So again, Adren just kind of sliding in the Freakazoid's CT spot. Pop flash comes in, checking the aim in. He's going to find the kill.
That's right, that was huge. I mean, he went for the shoulder pre-fired shots and baiting some shots out, knowing that there's going to be at least one or two guys towards that aim main. Gets the pop flash from Adren. Also gets the first kill, but he is down to 19 HP, so this could be easily countered right now by Tectonic, especially if they open squeaky door. Drone misses that shot, though, so he cannot take advantage of that situation, forced to reclose the door and fall back.
Yeah, good read from Adren to turn around and know that that was going to be a potential threat. He's able to hold it off, and now the door is closed, and that gives him time to cross it back into the site for free. Surprised he closed the door, not just left it open so you could watch him cross back in the site.
He's scared.
Maybe so. Either way, we got Sweet tucked in at quad now. We do have the rotate here from Scoodle. He's already at truck. Nothing's even beginning to cheat over to A as well. Here comes Execute.
Yeah, and Adren here has plenty of footsteps right now hiding behind that smoke stew 2K. I'm surprised they haven't really cleared it. He just goes straight for the plant. But thankfully, his teammates were there to come across, getting the kill. Scoodle at the forklift, Drone watching the rotators, but Adren evens it up. It's a 2 versus 1 actually now. Shroud is moving up towards highway as well. They spot him at quad. It's now a 1 versus 1. Drone in the back of the quad. Now, can Godren save this right now for Cloud9? Indeed, he will. Gets the instant headshot, moves in for the defuse, and thankfully also a gifted op.
What was he on top of there? The barrels?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty neat. Pretty crafty way to peek quad. Rarely see that. And there you have it, Cloud9 at map point, op collected to pass over to Skadoodle. They'll be able to rebuy up here as well, but they'll be a little bit limited on utility. Meanwhile, Tectonic having to win 9 in a row, 11 in a row if I could do math, to put this in overtime.
You can do it.
I did it. I got there.
So now Shroud, despite this win, only has a 5-7 to work with. Big game coming through. Adren's down to 57 HP, trying to counter one back on the other side, but that's not really going to hurt anybody there. So slight advantage in terms of HP and in terms of not really control right now for Tectonic. They're still holding back towards the default spot, looking to smoke out towards this A bomb site and maybe execute right after. But nothing's already pushed all the way through the smoke, so that's a lot of information. Stewie going for that cheeky peek on the shoulder side. Another flash coming through, gets the kill, pick up the Lil, and then he gets a second one onto his opponent drone. Door's going to reopen, Demise is waiting there. He runs out of bullets, forced to reload. Now he's down to 17 HP, and oh my god, nothing. Just got a knife and moves in with an MP9 kill onto Zek. Alright, that's the way to put a nail in the coffin on the first map. So Demise is going to be the last man standing. 5 versus 1. Stopped by nothing. Flawless victory.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not too much to talk about there. Cloud9 never really let up. Had a pretty easy time winning the map, and they had a 14-1 first half from their Terra side. Just kind of walked all over Tectonic, and after they lost a pistol, they had no trouble closing once they were able to make a purchase. And you can see by looking at the scoreboard, really didn't have any people underperforming. I mean, a couple players, I guess, were a little bit more quiet than others, but, I mean, everyone performed where they needed to be. I mean, this Tectonic just got outclassed here. They just don't have the type of firepower to match up with Cloud9. Cloud9 just, even though they were doing kind of simple things, they were doing them very effectively, and they're going to take the map with ease. And we'll move on to Cabo to see if Cloud9 will, in fact, 2-0 the series, or whether or not we can see Tectonic force this into Dust 2. Now, again, Cabo was a map Cloud9 we're having some issues with lately, but, again, I just don't know if it'll matter with the firepower they're packing tonight when we're watching how the frags are going.
Well, we have moved into the second map. It is going to be Tectonic's map choice, which is going to be on Cobble. So can they actually come back and bring this to a third map? And it's funny how we see the exact same best of 3 pretty much from this one and also from B's Money Crew and Complexity. Now, if it comes the same way, we'll see a third map. but different third map. If it has to go to that, it'll be Dust 2. But I think as we wait for the 10th player to come in and for them to ready up, we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll give you guys the action there to see if we'll see the third map, or if it's going to be an easy 2-0 with Godren replacing Freakazoid for tonight.